If you are thinking about selling your home or getting ready to sell your home and you don't know where to start with regards to how to choose the right realtor to help navigate the successful sale of your home, then this video is the video for you. Hi, I'm Shamika Fox, your Santa Cruz real estate expert, and I'm super excited to dive in today to the 10 most important questions that you need to ask your realtor prior to hiring them to help you sell your home. In this video, we are going to go over the 10 questions that you must ask in order to figure out an agent's skills in the real world. From marketing to negotiating and communication, before you sign anything, getting the right answers will empower you to find the right professional to help you navigate the successful sale of your home. So let's dive right in. Question number 1. And now this is a very important question. Are you a full-time realtor? Now, this is not to knock anybody who's just getting started. In fact, when I was getting started, I worked as a realtor full-time and I waited tables on the weekends and in the evenings, which meant that I had 2 full-time jobs or 1 part-time job and 1 full-time job. But I get it. When you are working strictly based on commission or compensation, as we call it in today's market, it is a struggle. The challenge is real to be able to navigate and balance getting your career and your real estate business off the ground while having enough financial stability to continue to support your lifestyle and yourself and your family. So I get it. But a very important question is, are you a full-time realtor? Why is this important? If they're part-time, you're only going to get half of their attention or a third of their attention. You don't know if you're going to be able to get in touch with them if there is an emergency or something urgent comes up. Are they going to be unavailable to take your call? Are they going to be working full-time or part-time on marketing your property? Are they going to be available to show the property when somebody asks to see it? Are they going to be available, period? And so whether they're a full-time or a part-time real estate agent is a very, very important question to ask. So let's get that right off the table. Number 1 question to ask is, are you a full-time or a part-time realtor? The number 2 question to ask is, how many homes did you personally sell last year? Now, if they're on a team, a small team or a mega team, I would ask them how many they personally represented, because in general, a team can represent several listings, but if you are hiring a specific individual to represent you, a good question to know is, how many homes did they list and sell last year or in the last 12 months. This gives you a good idea of what their track record is. Do they have a lot of experience? Experience is really important when you're navigating nuances such as preparing a home for sale, understanding a shifting market, understanding the best tactics to negotiate the highest and best terms when you get offers, things like that. So if they sold 1 home, and I get it, I know I'm getting a lot of slack lately from people about new agents. I know we all start from somewhere. I started as a new agent. You all have to start somewhere, and it is great to be on a team so that you can gain the experience and assist other people who have experience so that you can learn and grow and develop your own expertise and business. But if you are hiring an individual and they have never sold a house in their life, you're going to want to understand that so that you know what you're dealing with. So how many homes have you sold in the last 12 months and represented them on the listing side, so that you can get a full glimpse of what their marketing presentation looks like, what their negotiation skills are, etc. The number 3 question to ask is, how do you analyze and make a recommendation with regards to my list price? And the reason that this is a very important question is there is something that we call in the industry that's called buying a listing. Let's say a home seller is interviewing multiple realtors. Most of the realtors are in approximately the same range when it comes to the suggested price point for the listing. There's one realtor that stands out though, and it is very appealing to want to choose that realtor. The reason they stand out is because their suggested list price is significantly higher than the other realtors that you're interviewing. This is, again, it's called buying the listing, because we see stars and we're like, well, she said it's worth $1.6 million and all of the other agents said it's only worth $1 million. So I'm going to go with the person that believes my property is worth the most. Listen, your property is worth what it's worth in whatever the market is at that current time. We do not get to dictate what the market will bear for your property, and pricing a property is a strategy. It is not an agreement to accept that price. So if somebody is very far off and suggesting that you list your price all the way up here, the chances are that you are going to spend a lot more time on the market and potentially have multiple price reductions until you hit that really fair market value. So how did you come up with the list price? Most agents, at least good agents, will give you what's called a market analysis, and they will have adjustments within that market analysis, especially in a place like Santa Cruz where we don't have a lot of developments or subdivisions or planned unit developments where one house is the same as the next. It really takes a lot of finesse and expertise to understand why one property is worth a certain amount and a property right next door is worth a different number. We have ocean views, we have mountain properties, we have properties that are fixed up and upgraded, we have properties that are fixer-uppers. So all of these little nuances with regards to the specific property are really important to analyze and understand. So how did you come up with your suggested list price? Number 4, what is your specific marketing plan for my property? Each property is unique. Each property is different. Each property is individual, and it is really important for the agent that you're hiring to help you sell your home that not only does the agent have a game plan as far as marketing strategy so that they can sell your home quickly and for the most amount of money and best terms for you, but also so that you're on the same page. You are going to be signing what's called a listing agreement once you select the realtor that you want to hire to help you sell your home. So you want to make sure that if they give you a concise marketing strategy, that everybody is on the same page as to what is being implemented and what has been implemented so that you can look at the numbers and track the numbers based on the marketing efforts that that agent is doing in an effort to sell your home. So what is your marketing strategy as it pertains specifically to my property? Now we're going to get into the negotiation tactics, and we're going to talk a bit about the execution, negotiation, and communication piece of selling your home. So number 5 is, what is your philosophy with regards to negotiation? And this is important not only up front, but understanding that you as a seller have the right to negotiate the compensation that you are offering to the listing agent. And then once you get offers, you also have the ability to negotiate the compensation that you are offering to the buyer's agent. So what is the philosophy of the realtor that you are considering hiring when it comes to negotiation? I personally believe in countering every offer that you get, no matter if you get a single offer or 25 offers, everybody gets a counter offer. I do believe this is the way that, one, if a buyer is not quite motivated and patient enough to see the escrow period from beginning to end, you will want to weed them out in the beginning. A lot of times my sellers say, this offer is so perfect, why would we counter it? There is always 1 or 2 things that can be countered in any offer. And so even if an offer is quote unquote perfect, I always recommend countering regardless to make sure that you don't lose the momentum of the conversation when it comes to negotiating with a buyer. Now, my philosophy for countering all offers, no matter what they are, when you have multiple offers is this. I have seen the cream rise to the top. What does that mean? It means I've seen the lowest offer all of a sudden come in and take the lead and win by multiple tens of thousands of dollars and the best terms because they wanted to test the market. They wanted to see what they could potentially get the property for. That doesn't mean that's all they're willing to pay. That just means they wanted to test it. So when I have multiple offers, everybody gets a counteroffer. And sometimes I'll just do verbal counteroffers if we are so far apart. Like if the highest offer is $100,000 above the lowest offer, I'll call that agent and I'll say, hey, I'm going to be presenting counteroffers and the highest offer is about $100,000 above your offer. Can you confirm that your buyer wants to compete? And then they can get back to me and they can let me know if they would like to receive a multiple counteroffer or not. But I truly believe, and in my experience over the last 20 years, is when you counter every single offer, that is how you figure out what the very best price and terms are in that specific market. So what is your philosophy on negotiation? Number 6, and this is really important because different people communicate different ways. How do you intend to communicate with me? Will it be text? Will it be phone call? Will it be emails? Can I expect a summary of the week's efforts with regards to marketing, as well as the showings and the feedback from the showings? Can I expect a phone call after every showing? And then also be ready to tell the agent how you wish to be communicated with. So if an agent intends to update you with the weekend open houses and weekly marketing efforts on Monday, and then check in with you on Friday to let you know how the showings throughout the week went, and you're not okay with that because you actually want feedback after every showing plus the Monday market update, then let them know that that is your preference, and it can be either a phone, text, or email, whatever works best for you. But do make sure that you guys are on the same page with regards to communication. Number 7, will I be working with you directly or will I be working with a team member? This is really important when it comes to working with these larger teams, because a lot of times the head rainmaker or the team leader will come to the listing appointment. Their knowledge and expertise wows you. You sign the contract and then they're never to be heard from again. I'm not saying that's wrong. Some people might like it that way, and then they send in the individual agents that represent the prep stage and then the open house stage and then the work stage. It's just important that if that is the way things will work, that you understand going into it. So number 7 question to ask is, will I be working directly with you or will I be working with a team member who is on your team? And what does that look like? This next section is really about business practices, right? We're all online. It's 2025. If you're not online as a real estate agent at this point in time, I'm not sure what you're doing. I'm not sure how you're marketing yourself or properties, but it's important that we're all online. We should have at least a few reviews that consumers can read. But really what I want to express is that number 8 is that you should be able to ask the realtor before you hire them if you can contact a few of the last sellers that they represented, so that you can have a firsthand conversation and that you can ask all the questions that might be important for you to understand, as far as how did the agent show up? Did the agent under promise and over deliver, or over promise and under deliver? How did they do when negotiations got tough? Were there any challenges that presented, and how did they handle themselves? Those are really important to understand, and they might not all be addressed in these online reviews that are usually only a paragraph or a couple sentences long. So number 8 is, can I contact some of the last few people that you represented as sellers so that I can get personal references? Number 9 is, what are your fees and what do they cover? You can call it commission, though we're not supposed to call it that anymore. But what do you charge for your services, and are there different options for services to choose from versus you have one blanket compensation agreement and that is what you intend to charge everybody? So what are your fees? How much do you charge for your services? And do you have different services that you offer different clients depending on what services are needed? For example, I offer a transparent sliding scale. There's 3 options. Option number 1 includes project management. So that's for a property that has a lot of work that needs to be done. So we're going to call contractors, vendors, set everything up, help them get their house prepared. Everything is going to be beautifully staged and presented when it's done. Option 2 is just prep work. So that's cleaning, curb appeal, and then I have some in-house staging options that I will bring in versus bringing in a professional stager. And option number 3 is a package that we offer, for example, a home that's either already all dialed and ready to go, or it's just such a fixer we're not going to do anything to the property. So we need less preparation work to get it ready for the market. So what are your fees and what do those fees cover? And number 10, how long is the listing agreement and is there a cancellation clause? We should be held accountable as realtors. You are hiring us to provide a service and you should be happy with the service that you're getting, especially after your agent goes through their marketing strategy, how they intend to negotiate, and how they intend to represent you. If at any time you feel that your realtor is not performing or not communicating or not doing what they said they were going to do, they got the listing sign, they put your house on the MLS, and they vanished and disappeared, what is the cancellation clause? Can you get out of that listing agreement should you want to? That's it. Those are the top 10 questions to ask when you are interviewing a listing agent to help you sell your home. I hope you've gotten value out of this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I love comments. I love connecting with people. If you have any specific questions about the Santa Cruz real estate market, fill out the form below. Or if you're looking for a referral to help you sell or buy a property in the area that you are from, fill out the form below and I will connect you with another amazing realtor. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Shamika Fox, your Santa Cruz real estate expert. And until next time, make it a great day.